Ever read a sentence that just flows? It just works perfectly? Well, that's not magic. It's actually more like architecture. Today, we're going to look under the hood of our language. By the end of this explainer, you'll be spotting different types of phrases like a pro. And don't worry, we'll practice each one as we go, just to make sure it all clicks.
So here's our game plan. First, a quick definition of what a phrase even is. Then, we're going to take apart one single sentence to see all the different phrase types in action. And finally, we'll put it all back together for one last challenge. Sound good? Let's get started.
First things first, let's talk about the absolute fundamental building blocks of pretty much every sentence you'll ever write or read. So, what exactly is a phrase? Just think of it like a little team of words that has one specific job to do. It adds all the flavor and detail to a sentence. But here's the key. It can't stand on its own. Why? Because it doesn't have both a subject and a verb. It's just one part of the machine, not the whole engine. Now, to really see how all these parts work together, we are going to use one single sentence for this whole explainer. Think of it as our master sentence. And here it is. We are literally going to pull this sentence apart piece by piece. So keep your eyes on it as we go. You're about to see how a simple thought is built from all these powerful little parts. Let's start right at the heart of the sentence, okay? We're looking for the two most essential parts. The noun phrase, which is all about the thing, and the verb phrase, which tells us about the action. Okay, first piece of the puzzle, the noun phrase. In our sentence, that's a very beautiful dress. The star of the show here, the main word, is dress. All those other words, very, beautiful, they're just the supporting cast, describing that dress. Since this whole chunk of words works together as a single noun, we call it, you guessed it, a noun phrase. All right, your turn. Can you spot the noun phrase in this sentence? I'll give you a second. Got it? The answer is the small wooden box. See? Box is our main noun, and all the other words just give us more info about it. Nice work if you got that one. Next up, let's find the action, the engine of the sentence. That's the verb phrase. In our sentence, it's super simple, just the word bought. But a verb phrase can definitely be more than one word. Like if the sentence said, she has bought, then the whole verb phrase would be has bought. It's what gets things moving. Time for another quick practice. What's the verb phrase in this one? It's are preparing. Right. Always be on the lookout for the word or words that show you what action is actually happening. Okay, we've got the core parts down. Now let's look at the other phrases, the ones that add all the juicy details and color, turning a basic sentence into something way more interesting. Now this is where it gets cool. Let's look back inside our noun phrase. You see those words, very, beautiful? Their only job in life is to describe the noun, dress. And any group of words that describes a noun like this is an adjective phrase. It's how writers start to paint a picture in your mind. Time to give it a try. In this sentence, what's the adjective phrase that's describing the boy? The answer is proud of his success. See how that phrase tells us more about the boy? Not just what he looks like, but how he feels. You're totally getting the hang of this. All right, moving on. Take a look at in the market. This little phrase kicks off with the word in, which is what we call a preposition. A prepositional phrase almost always starts with a preposition and ends with a noun. It's super useful for telling us about place or time, adding important context. Your turn again. Find the prepositional phrase here. Just look for that starting word. And there it is, on the table. Keep an eye out for words like in, on, at, under, with. They're like giant clues that you found one of these phrases. And finally, let's look at that last word, yesterday. It answers a really important question, right? When did she buy the dress? Any word or group of words that answers when, where, how, or why an action happened is an adverbial phrase. And yeah, believe it or not, sometimes a single word can do the job of a whole phrase. Last practice round before the big finale. Which part of this sentence tells us when they will travel? The answer is next week. Awesome! You've now seen all 5 types of phrases in action. So we've broken it all down. Now let's put our master sentence back together and look at the whole thing. This is that aha moment. And there it is. Our simple-looking sentence is actually a pretty complex machine with a bunch of moving parts. We have the action, bought, the main thing, a very beautiful dress, the location, in the market, and the time yesterday. And tucked right inside, we have the description, very beautiful. This is how sentences get built, with every single phrase doing its own important job.
You've seen how it works, you've practiced all the parts. Now it's time for the final challenge, where you put it all together yourself. Okay, here it is, your final test sentence. I want you to go ahead and pause this explainer and see if you can find all 5 phrase types we talked about. No rush, take your time. All right, let's see how you did. The action, our verb phrase, is completed. What did he complete? That would be the noun phrase, the difficult task. What kind of task was it? The adjective phrase difficult tells us that. How did he do it? The prepositional phrase with great care shows us. And finally, when did he do it? The adverbial phrase last night gives us the time. So how'd you do? I'm genuinely curious.
And that's really the whole point. This isn't about memorizing a bunch of boring grammar rules. It's about learning to see the hidden structure of language. Once you understand how these different phrases work, you can start building your own powerful, clear, and really interesting sentences. That's the real goal here.
Hey, if this explainer helped you see sentences in a new way, do us a favor and hit that like button and subscribe to Nest Lingua. In our next explainer, we're going to take the next logical step and see how these phrases build clauses. Thanks so much for watching.